Hey everyone, welcome to your workout. Today we're going to do a bit of a flow. Think of it more like a cardio day. And like we do for all of our workouts, we're going to begin by practicing and warming up with some of the movements that we're going to string together today to make a workout. So our first movement is a down dog rep with a leg lift. I like this one. This is one where it allows you to get a little flexibility, and anytime you lift a leg, you're only having 3 points of contact. You're having to fight for your balance a little bit more. As you get to work your backside legs a little bit and, kind of work on some flexibility. Now we're going to add another movement to that, and that's called a step up. You can see us doing this from both a kneeling position as well as staying on our toes. And the idea with this is that you're really just stepping one foot forward. You choose how far it goes. You're looking for a little bit of a stretch. We'd call that mobility, right? You're working on your ability to be flexible while you're moving. Good. And then we're going to add another piece of what we call rotation into that. Now, this can be done a couple of different ways. My favorite way to do this is when you step up with a leg. Let's say you're stepping up with your right leg. You're picking that right arm up. You're picking that same side arm up. You can do the opposite side. I find it to be much more challenging. It's very, very challenging for me to rotate when I'm doing opposite sides. But again, it works. Our goal here is to keep you going, right? This is going to be a cardio day, so you're moving, but the intensity is light. It should be easier, and it really should be focused on you gaining some mobility and some flexibility here. And then our last move, tying a nice little bow on top, is going to be a push-up. Now, when we actually string this together, you'll only do one push-up at a time. We're doing a lot of them now to kind of get warmed up. So remember, it's not meant to be super challenging. It's really okay to be on your knees here or just to hold a plank if push-ups don't work for you. So again, the idea is that you're getting comfortable here, right? We've shown you 4 moves, right? This is the last of them. Now that we're going to take a break, I'll remind you that if we're ever moving too fast for you, feel free to pause that video, feel free to rewind, fast forward, really do what you need to do to get to the right place. Now let's talk about how we're going to string all these together. We're going to start with those down dog reps and the leg lifts. That first move we're going to do for 60 seconds. Then, when we get to the next 60 seconds, we're going to add that step up. Do that for a minute. Get to the next 60 seconds, add a rotation. Do that for a minute. And then finally, add the push-up. You ready to try it? 3, 2, 1, begin. Now really, all we're focusing on right now is the down dog rep. And when you get your hips up, you're going to take one leg up, push it to the ceiling, and then come back down to that high plank position. Back up, and do the other leg. Now, there are variations here, and you're going to see me try this where I'm going to go up, I'm going to lift one leg, then I'm going to lift the other leg before coming back down. That's totally cool. You can do that. Or you can do like I did at the beginning. You can do a down dog rep, lift one leg up, relax or release it, down dog rep again, and do the other leg. There are lots of right ways to do this. And by the way, this can be a little hard on the wrist, should I say. It can be challenging if you have some tight wrists. So feel free to take a knee. Feel free to shake those wrists out. Feel free to do this on your forearms if you can. We always encourage you to explore and experiment and make sure that this feels as good as possible for you. Give it about 5 more seconds, and then we're going to add that step up. Remember, the goal is to add today. 3, 2, 1. So you're going to continue, right? You're going to do a down dog rep. You're going to do a leg lift, perhaps 2, and then you're going to step up. Now again, there's variations here. You saw me do a down dog rep. I lifted my right leg, and then I immediately stepped with the right. I just did the same thing with my left. This time, I'm going to lift 1, lift 2, and then I'm going to step up with one side, return, and step back with the other. Feel free to play around. We don't believe there's any one right way. There's just the way that feels best for you. Sometimes you have to experiment a little bit to figure out what does feel best. And that's okay. We love the idea of thinking like a scientist or being like an explorer here. And a quick reminder, if it makes it easier to put that knee down while you're stepping up, you can totally do that. If you're not quite sure what that looks like, take a look up at the screen, watch us, and you'll see how it looks to drop that knee down to your mat or your carpet. 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and add rotation. So again, any point here, right, you can always start over, down dog rep with your leg lifts, do your step up, and at some point when you've got a knee up, go ahead and do your rotation. Lift that same side arm up towards the ceiling, reach towards the roof, and keep it reasonable. Now, oftentimes we'll talk about how challenging this should feel, and I like to give people my 3 ranges, right? This exercise can feel easy, they can feel moderate or medium, or they can feel challenging. Our goal with this is for you to be challenged as much as you want to be challenged. Ideally, this should feel light, right? Easy to medium here. That's what we're shooting for. If this happens to feel a little more challenging for you, that's okay. Just keep in mind that our goal is to keep this on the easier side. In order to keep that right for you, you might want to slow it down. You might want to take breaks. Again, the goal is to do what seems best for you. 3, 2, 1. And for our final minute, you're going to add that push-up. So again, you've built what you've been doing. You do your down dog reps. You do a leg lift or 2. You then step up, add a rotation, and when you get out of that rotation, you do a push-up to tie a bow, to lock it all together, and then you repeat. Your goal here is to keep it smooth, check in with your body, take your time to be aware of where you're at. Are your toes where you want them to be? Are your knees doing what you want them to do? Do you feel strong in your hips? Are your arms strong? Are they able to support you? Are you able to get the flexibility that you're looking for? Does it feel like a good workout? Keep all that in mind and keep it flowing. Keep it smooth. You've got about 8 more seconds. Little check-ins here and there. You're almost done. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Now we're going to wrap things up by doing our down dog reps. We loved having you join us today. Keep in mind, this was one of our shorter and easier workouts. The goal here was, it counts, right? You move, it counts for 4 or 5 minutes of exercise. But I also think that it counts for mobility. Sometimes it's okay to have workouts that are pretty easy, right? We tend to balance things out. So if this one felt a little easier for you and you feel great after doing it, keep this one in your back pocket. Star this one, make it a favorite, do what you need to do. This is one that we return to all the time. We love this. Now, for our active recovery, you'll see Maggie and I doing some different things. She's doing some rotations, right? I got a lot of rotations during my exercise, so I'm not needing to do that, but sometimes I'll do a kneeling hip flexor move. Again, you can check out some more other flexibility videos if you want the details on this one. Otherwise, do what makes sense for you. And keep in mind that on your workout program, this might be the only thing you've got for the day. If that's the case, awesome. Give yourself a high five. You rocked it. If you have more on your calendar, whether from us or someone else, then you're now prepped and ready to get going. Guys, thanks for joining us today. We had a lot of fun. I'm going to let Maggie wrap us up.
Well, hey everyone, Maggie here. We would love for you to subscribe to this channel. We have a lot more workout videos with different focuses and different lengths of time that we would love for you to check out. And if you subscribe, you'll kind of always be in the loop on what we're coming up with. Thanks again for joining us, gang. Make it a great day.